Welcome to Cosmic Mirror. My name is Siobhan. This is going to be a reading on who is the Dawntreader. It follows on from the reading called Transforming a Core Wound on Your Path to Enlightenment. So I would recommend that you first go and watch that Dream Sigil reading. Because this is the follow-up from that. I've been putting through information on this for a couple of days now. But what I've done is I did a dream around this as well, which I'm going to go through, and then I have pulled cards and I've done a meditation as well. So I'm going to be answering the questions of who is this Dawntreader, how can they assist you, what must you do in order to meet them, and where are they leading you to? Okay. So just going to get started here with the dream that I had. So I did ask who is this Dawntreader, and there was a few things that happened before and after in the dream, which I think are a little bit more general. But what did take place was you were on a trip with your family, right? And you were meeting up with friends, and it's interesting because there's three people. Okay, there keeps on being these three people. And so what happened was your family sold your home without you, and this is the same theme, right? So this is what happened as well in the previous dream, is that the family sold the home without asking you, and you realized you had like 1 day left now to be with these friends of yours. And then you were going around enjoying your time with your friends, but then you needed to go and pick up a coat. So like for me in the dream, it was a specific coat that I have. It's a black hooded coat. But in the dream, it was a red coat. So I'd left this red coat with a shop, okay, that was selling clothing items. There were other clothing items of mine there too, but I didn't really care to take them back, right? And I asked this shop owner, because she was still just holding it, and then I asked her, well, I've changed my mind, I'd like my coat back. So she kept on giving me, like, she was searching, and then she kept on giving me like a coat that was incorrect. So it was a red coat, but it was old and it had like lace on it, or she kept on giving me the wrong one. And I knew, because I'd heard her tell her friend that she'd given my coat, she thought it would be very suited for someone else. And she then took me outside. They had a little storefront there, and she said to me, she basically told me, no, she's given it to a number of friends. And first she's trying to give me another coat. Sorry, the coat was made of, I'm trying to remember now. This was a few days ago when I actually had this dream. I think it was like a cheap coat, but then when I looked at it, it was very close to it. And then when I looked at the label, I don't know what this is about, but it said Funky Town. So it's like, no, this is definitely not the same coat. It's different. And then she admitted that she had given it to a few friends, and each friend passes it on to the next one, right? And she said, so she said to me that my coat belongs to Princess Dawntreader, and that basically that the coat held power. So like when you had this coat, you were able to commune with the Princess Dawntreader, because it was that Princess Dawntreader's coat. And then she said, and I didn't hear the rest of this, but she said she can only be witnessed 10 times before, and then something, like 10 times before something happens. I don't know what, you can only witness it, that code can only be used 10 times. Oh, okay. I think I've got an idea of what that is. I'm not 100% sure on this one, but let's see. Okay. So then there was like a part in the dream at the end of this where I was assisting a number of people, right? And there were a lot of other things that came through in the liminal space that I heard, where initially before everything else, when I asked what supports me, I heard Chronos fused over time and space, okay? And that came out as, let's see, I did write it down here. Sorry, it's quite a lot of notes to go through, but I'm trying to condense it for you so that it's not too much. But yeah, basically the Chronos over time and space is being able to go through different timelines and being able to have everything condensed in a way where there isn't really a chronological order, that you're able to access and look at everything at once. Okay. Interestingly enough, when I looked up the word, so on my coat, right, my actual coat, the black one, it's got a label called Zara. And when I went and looked up what it means, in Hebrew it means princess. So it's like Princess Dawntreader's coat. So I was like, okay, cool. And then I also channeled through a few things. So like there were some angel numbers that came through, which were quite interesting, because I would hear something in the null space and I'd get that as an angel number. And a lot of these, I think most of them come from Joanne Sacred Scribes' website. So I just wanted to let you know that before I also read them. Okay, so here I wrote about Chronos, fused over time and space, and supports you, meaning you're able to visit timelines, past and future, all at once from a place, and this supports you, right? So I asked as well, because you'll remember with the last reading there was the lion, and I asked, who is the lion? Like I heard that, who is the lion? And the number that came through was 257, and the angel part of the angel number was encourages you to take full advantage of positive changes and their effects on your life, and take up new opportunities with optimism and enthusiasm. Trust that these changes are happening in your life in order to enhance and advance you along your journey. Have the courage and conviction to follow your intuition and walk your spiritual path with purpose, right? Your path to enlightenment. Life runs better when you trust your intuition. You already know what to do in your heart, so trust your inner truths and act upon them. And then I heard win with it at all costs, which was at 315, and it says, your confidence will earn you the life you're looking for. Besides, you will make it happen because of your will. Your perspective should become your passport for a successful future. You have to fight for your strength to make worthy decisions. And then at 5:30, I heard, I hold it, right? And the part that came through with this was very interesting, because it was zero, like the explanation for zero. And it says, zero is a symbol of potential and infinite possibilities. It represents the concept of the void, but also the space where anything can emerge. It encourages individuals to explore new beginnings and embrace the unknown, and serves as a reminder that from nothingness comes creation and transformation. Okay. So I feel that with the red cloak, so a coat can also, I felt it was a lot about leadership, okay, and having previous energies that were, maybe in the dark before, because this cloak was technically black, and then in my dream it's a red cloak, right? I wrote here as well, because this I also channeled through. I do feel that the part about the three people in the beginning is maybe very relative to a situation. Maybe you're having to leave people behind, and in order to take up this mantle, in order to move forward, you need to change that perspective, right? But you can rely on those friends, even if you feel that, because in the dream as well, they were great, they were friends, but I felt that there was some other level of difference, right? Maybe this is also where you feel that you can't be, or you don't want to lead, or to stand out, because you feel that you might be alone. Okay, so I did write here, so for a time you thought you could be just like everyone else and fit in, and you grow up. Well, did I write that? You gave up your power and your spiritual calling and your mantle of authority and passion. But now you know you cannot. You go to retrieve it, but keep getting presented with false power, aggression, luxury, comfort, tradition, and old-fashioned ideals, and things that are not authentic to you. Okay, so these were the red coats that were presented that weren't mine. Okay. Others have tried to adopt your way of being, but it's time to take it back and stand in your power with confidence. Leader. You see others try to tell you how to behave with their inferior ways. Reject them. You are sovereign. Power to, not power over. To walk through the dark night transformed, owning your magic and power, standing up after having been forced to war and being purified, able to stand pure and true and lead your life with authenticity. There's definitely a period here where you have had to be on the defensive. You've been forced into an energy that is not true to you in terms of aggression and that type of thing, right? And I think it's been a real struggle to be able to not be subjugated in some way, but to still retain your integrity. Okay. Okay, so then there was also a bit about, being able to delve into the subconscious and how you are able to encourage others to be joyful and authentic as well. So you lead by example, right? And you know when to leave the heavy currents just at the right moment. So then, so Princess Dawntreader, I wrote here Walking on Sunshine. It's like been my favorite song since I was 4. But when I did pull a card on this later on, I got the word awakening, okay? And it makes sense, this guide or Dawntreader is there where the world awakens, right, at dawn, when the light starts to show and from the darkness. And then I wrote, when everything is going to hell in a handbasket, which is the Hecate Supper that I was talking about in the previous reading about leaving your offering at the crossroads. You are playing a zero-sum game. Fixed resources where one's gain is another's loss. And what they gain is something you're better off losing. For you can create better for yourself. From nothing comes creation and transformation. From darkness emerges light. Okay, so definitely this is a big one. I'm not going to lie, this is a big one. You might be working with ascended masters in some way that you aren't aware of either. If any of you are waking up at 3:33 in the morning, that's a big possibility. Take note of these things and those times. I think I will do a reading a little bit later to give a bit more guidance on that as well. If I'm guided to do it, which I kind of feel it might be necessary. Let me just see if there's anything else. Okay, so let's get into the questions. So I asked, who is Dawntreader? Oh, sorry, that's something else that came through. When I went to go and look up, so what was coming to me was a pilgrimage god, right? This came through in another dream, right, as a message from an ancestor. Anyway, so one of the pilgrimage gods, like the actual deities that people would entreat, was Janus, right? And Janus is related to the goddess Diana and Apollo, who are brother and sister. Now, Janus sees both ways, right? So this is like this Dawntreader sees both ways. Now, the goddess Diana is equated with the darkness and the moon and the hunt and wild animals and so on. And Apollo is the sun, the masculine, so they are on either side. And I feel that you are working through this space here, right? Working through with this feminine energy, working through the dark, working through that spirit of having to be, or that you are searching for something, or possibly even like, we are in this warlike energy maybe, and you are trying to maybe, you're trying to change and purify that energy within yourself so that it is of the light and not of a dark space, or it's not reactive, okay? So when I asked who is Dawntreader, I don't know what this is, but I saw this, right? It's like the black and white, and they were like pushing together like that. So, and then I saw a book with like a an orb hanging above it. And then I saw this, which could be one of two things, like with what came out here in the reading. Okay, so the cards that I got with this was past life, root chakra, Diana, which is the goddess Diana, channeling, guardian, divine spirit, clairaudience, integration, and portal, as well as the sea. So this also looks a lot like what I saw in my meditation. Okay. The Himalaya passage, the King of Cups, and the Hierophant. Okay, so who's Dawntreader? The sea talks about the beginning and an origin of something, right? Sorry. Okay. And the Himalaya passage, I note that you've got a card out here of clairaudience, and the Himalaya passage also talks about Om, like the actual mantra, the chant Om, and how things in your past shape who you are in the future. Okay. Now the King of Cups also in his in this card has got a singing bowl. And with the Hierophant, I feel that this is also so Dawntreader is the guardian of a portal to ascension, essentially. Okay, to awakening. Or an awakening, right? And there is a certain vibration that you need to be at in order to walk through this portal, and to you need to have your own integration of this energy that you've had from this past life. Okay, but past life could be many past lives before this, or it could just be this past, your past in this life. Okay. I also feel it could possibly be an awakening in terms of your clairaudience itself. I was getting quite a bit of that as well. Not necessarily has to be, but yeah. And your ability to maybe channel information. Yeah, to be a pure channel, right? If you're having spiritual blocks, I'm going to say this as well because it was coming through. It could also be, I'm not sure if many of you are working with your Kundalini energy, or if you're working with your chakras and unblocking any locks in your chakras. This is, if that resonates for you, this is the lock that is between the heart and the third eye, okay, or between the heart, the throat, the third eye. So the second lock that you have. Yeah. Yes. Is it? No, the third lock. Apologies. So you've definitely had work done. What you need to have now is an integration when it comes to the will as well as the heart. Okay. I wonder, maybe it could just be that you're also working on the second lock, but yeah, this could also be working on the second lock. So after the second lock, that's the work that needs to be done in between, right? In order to be moved through that lock. Yeah. Okay. So, and yeah, I feel that this is where you need to be able to be in a certain vibration to be able to meet Dawntreader, who can assist you through. Dawntreader is like that guardian of that portal. Okay. So then I asked, how can Dawntreader assist you? And we've got the hawk, prophetic, sacral chakra. Because we've got the root and the sacral, it could be that you have got free-flowing energy there, but these things are still keeping you weighted down, okay? And you're struggling with safety and security, and your expression of self. And if that needs to be cleared out and worked through in order for you to ascend in this way. So we've got, however this shows up for you, right? So we've got rewild your life. This is how they can assist you. And I saw two hands, but like one is black and one is white. Like I'm talking completely, like as in those clear colors. The whole theme of this reading is very much about the space between those two. And when their hands were holding, there was like light shooting out of it, right? Okay, so with Rewild Your Life, you've got the horse with trust and the Two of Pentacles. The Two of Pentacles is also about holding the balance, keeping the tension. And so Rewilding Your Life talks about the old ways. I think I'm actually going to read this one to you. The wild isn't just a place out there, it's also a place in here. You are related to elk and deer, butterfly and hummingbird, bison, gazelle, and tiger. The mountains live in your bones, the rivers in your veins. Wildflowers grow along the chambers of your heart. You weren't born to pay bills and die, distracting yourself with the secondary satisfactions of house and car and happy hour. The time has come to unplug from your current matrix and rewind your life. Interesting. Your mind is a savanna teeming with running wildebeest. Your heart is an ocean full of mighty whales and splendid dolphins. Your soul is a forest full of the stories the moon whispers late at night. Indulge your own nature and rewild your life. I find it very interesting that this talks about animals and wild animals in the moon. And the goddess Diana is the goddess of the hunts and wild animals in the moon, right? I feel like this is an energy that you need to integrate properly before you can move forward, right? So it's not to say that you need to leave it behind, but to integrate it. And with the horse, the card of trust is, it can also be about trust about others. It can also be that, the horses were either used for warlike purposes, or you could see them as a companion that you were able to trust. And so the horse also talks about trust in yourself. And for me, the horse also talks about freedom, right? So with the sacral chakra and this rewild your life and going back in time, it's interesting because you've got the hawk, which is very good for perspective and focus with prophetic and sacral chakra. And in order to, so this Dawntreader helps you to see in what way going back and including this aspect of yourself, or these aspects, or working with that energy, you can also then work with how it's going to come up in your future. Okay, maybe this is also to do with being able to prophesy. I'm not too sure if that resonates with some of you with the hawk. And okay, so if I look at the outcome, I feel that this is also showing you, with the two hands that were clasped together, and the two pentacles, and this union with your wild self, right? So it gives you a bit of a different perspective so that you can accept this union with your wild self. And this comes up later on. You'll see the later questions. Okay, so what must you do in order to meet them? And I saw this dark window. And with the dark window, you've got quantum, plan, suggestion, Kuan-Yin, and Quetzalcoatl. You've got the winter card. I want to show you, this winter card looks a lot like this, right? And I want to read something to you in the winter card because it was really cool. But I'll read that to you in a little bit. Okay, so with that you have the Knight of Wands and the Five of Cups. I feel this Five of Cups also looked a lot like what I saw in the meditation initially. Yeah, so the winter card talks a lot about being in like an incubation state, all right? Um, you know, Solace, the pause, the hermit. In alchemy, winter comes first, right? And this is also, keep in mind that the seed is also the origin, right? The beginning. In alchemy, winter comes first. It is the beginning, the origin. As winter casts its blanket of stillness across the land, we naturally turn inward. The mind and heart settle into Earth's darkest season. From this place of quiet, a single flame reconnects us to the mystery of our existence and the miracle of the breath. Regardless of when this card appears, it indicates we are suspended in Mother Earth's pause. This is not the time for doing, going, or getting. The alchemist knows when to open the portal to the divine, right? So doing this opens this portal. It allows Dawntreader to let you through this portal into the divine, which is what's on the other side of the table here. Magic is afoot under the surface, and this is the seed, right? In the glimmering snow and sparkling ice, we see winter's water in crystalline form, each droplet a prism into the mystic realm. Don't get caught up in the doom or gloom, in the gloom or isolation of the season. Rather spin toward the sacred light. Spring will come in time. Okay, so then to ponder is the activity within dormancy. It is said that winter is the pause between exhale and inhale, the time when all has released yet new breath has not been drawn. Notice the qualities of this sacred pause. So there is, like, just before the sun rises, there's that quiet moment. And what strikes me with when it comes to ice and snow is it's like crystal clear clarity. The sound as well is able to be heard easier. Like that definitely there's something here about clairaudience and sound and vibration. And even with this, you've got the Knight of Wands, which is playing a drum. Okay. Winter is ruled by the element of water in the cardinal direction of north. Notice if this card appears with other cards with a watery or wintry feel. So with the cardinal direction of north is also like to do with your North Star, I feel. And going up, ascension, or for me, So I feel that what you are being asked to do is obviously, yes, to take a pause, but also to clear out any negative energies or thoughts or that you may have towards any perceived mistakes, maybe yourself and others, to have compassion, right? So on the smallest levels, to make sure that you do not have any regrets, right? I know it's easier said than done, but if you remember the oh, I'm going to read the Himalaya passage card to you. Sorry, I didn't read it to you, so that's why. But in this card, it specifically talks about how everything in your life changes, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, this is interesting. This channeling with the 7 seas. I've had a dream about this, about the confluence, the divine confluence. Sorry. It's also interesting that this Everest card comes up because I just watched a movie yesterday, which I was guided to watch. Okay. I'm trying to remember. Oh, the Abominable Snowman. It's like, I love animations. Okay. Anyway, in this movie, the Yeti was able to converse with nature through sound. Like he would hum, and they were on a trip taking him back to his home, right? He'd been injured and he was aggressive initially in the movie because he'd been hurt. And then he finds this girl finds him, and she also plays the violin. She's lost her father. And they go on this wild adventure, and you see how how there's healing and growth and understanding between them. There's a bridge there as well. And when all else seems lost, like it's always darkest before the dawn, right? People have a change of heart. In the movie, I mean, I was talking about, but also like it's relevant for this as well. And they ascend, essentially, is what happens is they ascend and they So you doing this helps many others as well. And I feel that this hurt that has happened, or this difficult period, is very likely from your childhood. And this is also reparenting your inner child. All right, so I'm going to read that Himalaya passage card to you in a little bit. So, unless we are clear of any of these negative energies that are a repercussion of being put into this warlike energy, right? We aren't able to hear as clearly our own heart, the earth's heart, right? Okay. Okay, so I asked, what is Dawntreader leading you to? And I saw these pages being ruffled, right? And I got prayer connection with lead and the benevolent guide. Sorry. With these I also got justice, 8 of swords, the King of Pentacles, with temperance, death, and the Four of Wands. So it's quite interesting because this temperance card also made me think of Dawntreader, right? And then this death and rebirth has got like that red cloak on that I was dreaming about. And I'm seeing now this star as the identity, right? So there's a few things coming through here. There's a few stories. I feel that for some of you, right, this is a guide that is maybe another spirit guide to assist you. In bringing forth an era where you are able to manifest your world that you desire and growth, overcoming limiting beliefs about justice that you have, okay, having peace and harmony and healing of your soul. Also, this is that unification of the dark and the light, okay, whatever those energies may mean for you. And rebirth too, like the Himalayan card is also rebirth. So there is a rebirth and awakening here to a place that is solid. There's stability, it's home. To a place that feels like home. Now, for some of you, this is you are going to be able to, within yourself, have unity, right? And you're going to be able to be your own guide, number one, and you're also going to be able to lead others. You're going to have a clear connection in order to hear. That's with a clairaudience, and to channel information through for yourself or for others to be able to see where you want to go. And then this is not for all of you, but for some. This guide that is coming in is someone that you know from a past life that is coming through to assist you. But you cannot, they cannot reach you or assist you if you are not of the right vibration, if you can't hear and receive the energy. So something that has happened previously with this person, and all this could be someone in your past, right? If it's not a past life person for you, it's someone in your past that this has happened or something's happened with it, just preventing you from moving forward in this energy. But for this past life person, there's something that you went through in this past life with them, and not that they wronged you, but that the perception of everything has given you a block towards them, right? So something maybe very like terrible or sad or happened as a result of this, and there were other people's perspectives and opinions that were involved in it. So it came through as you having a subconscious belief that goes against this person or this being, right? And this energy. So I asked to clarify who this guide is, and I received the Lovers. So when I asked what's on the other side of the portal, this is what I got, right? With the Tree of Life, Reiki, Ascension, and the throat chakra. All right. This this past energy that's keeping you stuck, that's keeping you from, or that you're still holding on to in some way, that energetic vibration, is something that had to do with you speaking up and using your throat chakra. But I also feel that this is working through that lock, and it's ascension with the Tree of Life with a 10. Is it 10 or 12? Anyway, for me, the 10 pentacles, I've had a dream previously where I saw a tree with all these pentacles on. I was like, oh, the Tree of Pentacles. So for me, I feel that was what was being spoken about when the lady said that the Princess Dawntreader can only be witnessed 10 times, right? So I feel that this is Dawntreader is a guardian of each portal between each path of ascension. So I'm not too sure if it's just, I feel that, hang on a second. Yeah. So Dawntreader will meet you at each of these portals in your life. It's not just specifically for this one, right? So this is a guide or guardian that you can refer to, or you can understand that that's when they appear, this is what they are assisting you with, and this is what they are about, right? You will only see them at those specific intersections in life, so they don't come through at any other time either. I want to read the Himalayan passage to you quickly. Okay. So this is also, I asked, who Dawntreader is. So this is the rebirth that you are being taken through to, right? Certain times and occurrences within each life transform that life forever. Sometimes they occur in quiet moments. Sometimes they happen as a result of challenging or traumatic events. This card explores your connection to such events and asks you to take a fresh look at how they may have influenced what is presently transpiring in your life. Within the triangles are the four mountains of your physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual bodies. The symbol in the center represents the arm. Hold a significant event or insight, past, present, or future, in your awareness. Sense where it sits in your physical body. What does it feel like in your emotional body? What information does it bring to you mentally? How does it affect your spiritual knowing? Each of these insights offers guidance surrounding the lessons you have been gifted. Each provides a means to a deeper understanding of events that transform your life and offer you rebirth. Thanks, Spirit, for the opportunity to learn, grow, and change. Know that the ultimate gifts are healing and transformation. Use the sound of the Om to release any trauma and incorporate these insights into your presence. Into your presence. Well, there you go. Okay, collective, I'm going to leave it there. I hope this helps you. And I would recommend that if you resonate with this and you are working with this, that you do your own dream incubation and dream work in order to meet with this guide or this guardian, right? And what you can do is, and I'll say that I did this and it was pretty incredible. So, you can just set the intention before you go to sleep that you would like to. Either you can say that you want to meet with Dawntreader, or you can ask what do you need to still shift and what do you need to change? What do you need to hear in this pause, in this sacred space? How can you best work to integrating and transforming your perspective around events in the past, okay? And yeah, I wish you guys good luck and sending you guys so much love and healing to be able to do this. And yeah, good luck with this. I'll see you next time.